Hi and welcome to The Venture. I'm Suzi Dafnis and I'm here with Gerrish and Valerie Khoo. With the advent of mobile technology, there's pretty much an application for anything. But today we're going to be looking at mobile apps, specifically for business. Tell me some of your favorite apps.
How long have you got? Okay. Well, I'll tell you. I'll give you a couple that that I love. There's one called Idea Sketch, which I must say I really enjoy. It's a mind mapping app, and it's very similar to, I know Valerie, you use Bubble Us. So it's very similar to that. So it's just a means by which you can get ideas down in a mind map format, and I find it really valuable. If I've got sort of 20 minutes, I'm sitting somewhere, and I've got, as often happens, my head starts sparking off with lots of ideas. I can capture them really nicely and clearly on this little application, Idea Sketch. So I put down in the center what my kind of theme is, and then I put down all the various thoughts around it. I can immediately email it off to somebody. I can save it as a PDF. I can keep it as a JPEG. It's just a great thing for capturing ideas. And often I'll find on the way to a meeting, I'm thinking of key points I need to get across. So again, I'll just use it to jot those down. Very nicely, very smoothly designed, very easy to use. My son started using it for his school projects as well. It's a great little app. Definitely a good one.
One of your faves?
I would say a task management tool called Things, which you can use on your phone or your iPad or your desktop as well. So it's basically your to-do list, but it's very, very powerful, and it syncs between all your devices, but it's powerful because you can also store an email or attach an email to a task. So, or you can also store files within a particular task. So you don't have to go searching for, oh, that email I need to answer, or, oh, I need to, change this Word document. You can actually store it within the actual task. So I find it really useful because you can create folders for different projects. You can schedule it so that it can remind you to do this task tomorrow or the next day or whenever it is, or in 2 months' time. So it's really useful. Things, it's called.
On the same kind of thing, but not things, I like Google Apps because I can use it on my desktop, but I can also use it on my mobile device. So if I've set up a Google document or a spreadsheet in the cloud or online using Google Apps, I can also get on my iPad and change that document, add more to it, collaborate online across those. And I do use Google Apps quite a bit.
Love Google Apps.
Do you? Yeah, great.
Another one of my favorites is Dragon Dictate. I think the whole kind of voice recognition software is just come on in leaps and bounds. I remember using it about 5 years ago, and it was painful. Wasn't not Dragon, a different brand then, on a Mac. But Dragon Dictate as an iPhone app is a terrific little application. And I'm finding if I've got an article that I'm needing to write that's kind of in my head, or I've got a particular number of thoughts that I want to get down, but I want to email them to somebody, I can just grab it away into Dragon Dictate. It's very accurate. Might take me a couple of seconds to correct a couple of words, and then I've got it. I've got the text, and again, I can email it off. I can do what I want with it. But very, very good little app. If you want to get some kind of instructions over to somebody, but feel that you don't want to voice record it, you prefer to have it in writing, very, very easy to use. Lovely little bit of software.
And you found the accuracy quite good?
I found it exceptionally good, yeah, really exceptionally good. Yeah.
Must be an accent thing. It doesn't understand me.
Doesn't it? Oh, there you go.
I think it is. I think it is a male sort of British accent thing, because even
really, have
when
you struggled with it?
Well, a little bit, yeah. And
okay.
I find the same when I talk to my car, and then I channel a British male, and then my car understands me.
Interesting.
It's true.
Oh, well, there you go.
Using a channeling app, no doubt. One of my other favourites is Skype. Again, available on desktop, obviously, but I have used it on my phone. And when I want to make a phone call and I don't want to make an international call from my mobile or my iPad, I'll just use the Skype call-out function and do it very, very inexpensively, or just Skype. And I do that quite a bit because we have, staff members in the US. And so it just makes it very affordable and very effective.
Great. Another one I use is JotNot, which is this little scanner. Very, very useful if you've got documents, agreements that you wish to scan, rather than just taking a photograph of them. It does take a photograph, so it works, again, through your phone's camera, but then it tidies it up. It gives you little kind of corners that you can move around, and it really creates a very sharp scan of any kind of document. I find it really, really useful, JotNot.
Sometimes I use JotNot in conjunction with Evernote, which is an app I cannot live without and I use every day, multiple times a day. So Evernote is great for note taking and it's great for research and for you to create different folders of different aspects of your business or different projects. But you can also email, like I could take a photo of a menu or of my notes or of Robert, and I can email that directly to within a folder within Evernote, so I can use it later on in a blog post or something like that. But sometimes also I'll scan a document using JotNot and I'll be able to email it directly to Evernote. Just love Evernote, and again it syncs across all your devices and all your computers because it's in the cloud.
One of my favourite ones, because I use Facebook and I use Twitter quite a lot for business, is the way that it shows up within the actual Facebook app or the Twitter app, I feel is quite limited. And I've come across an app which is called Flipboard. And what it does is it lays out all the posts in a magazine style. So it pulls in a photograph and a quote, and it's just beautiful. So it makes that experience like flipping a magazine. So you actually do that, you swipe the iPad and it changes to the next page. And it's just a lovely way to display. You can also post from there, but it's more a way to read what's been going on. So quite often at the end of the day, if I'm sitting and I want to catch up on what happened that day, I'll sit there and I'll view it through Flipboard.
Yeah. Love Flipboard.
You use it as well?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. What do you think are the key aspects of these apps that we really like that make them effective for business?
Oh, I think it's the design. I mean, they're just the apps that succeed are the ones that are just effortless to use, and you look at them and you go, oh, why didn't I think of that? And they're few and far between. Unfortunately, I think there's, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of apps there are now, but an awful lot of them are very clunky. And I certainly, every now and again I'll download some more just because I think, oh, it's about time I downloaded some more. But then prove to be not very useful because they've not been thought through from a design perspective. But I think a cleverly designed app is just wonderful. And if it really genuinely makes things easier and quicker for you, then terrific. I mean, I think when everybody gets their first kind of smartphone or iPad, you tend to go a bit crazy and get loads of apps. And then you get a little way into it, and I would imagine that of mine, probably 75% of the apps I've got I've never used and probably never will use, but there's 2 or 3 or 4 that are real standouts, and it's because they do exactly what I want them to do. I use another one called TripView. I travel a lot by bus. And it's wonderful if I want to know when my next bus or my next ferry or my next train is. It's a gorgeous little app. Before you'd have to be frigging around trying to find all these various answers to timetables and but all in one place. It sucks them all in. You tell them where you are. You tell them where you want to go, and bosh. There's it's just fantastic.
So, there are obviously a lot of apps. There's apps in a lot of categories, but when it comes to business, we've shared with you some that we really like. We're going to put all the details right here on the website. If you've got a favourite app that we haven't mentioned, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for joining us here on The Venture, and we'll see you next time.